Hi, it's Kenn Schroder, web designer for coaches. And in this video, I'm reviewing Jessica Hyland's website. She's a confidence coach, and we're going to look for ways to improve it for attracting clients. So Jessica, hi, Ken. Uh, what I want to say is that when I do look at coaching websites, for most coaches, it's about getting clients, and their website they want it to be credible, professional, but you also want it to engage your ideal client or any client, hopefully. And then, well, not just any client, but ideally you should focus on your ideal client. But I know a lot of coaches put websites up, they want to appeal to everyone. So we'll take a look in a moment to see where your website's at and what I think about it. But just so you know that when I look at websites, my main aim is, will this help you generate new clients? Okay, so that's the big question. Let me dive in. Okay, here we go. Okay, so your website address is jessicahylandsconfidencecoach.co.uk, and I think it's long, but I think it's good because it's clear, it says what it is, it's easy enough to spell. So I think it's on the good side. It being long is a little tough. If you can get confidence with jessica.co.uk, that might be easier. If you're optimizing for search and for the phrase confidence coach, I'm not so sure how many people search for that, but I think I've heard that phrase before. I need a confidence coach, and that's cool. So you'd have to do some research to see if that keyword phrase is something you want to optimize your site for. And in that case, it being in your domain name is a good thing. Okay, so it's great that your domain name and your logo match, and that it's obvious where your logo is. That is a home run. That is a great start. A lot of websites, it's just a big disconnect, and it just adds confusion and chaos, and it's not good. Okay, so when I land at your website, it's so far it's clean and a lot of white, which is probably what you wanted, which is great. Your logo is obvious where it is. Your menu is mostly obvious. It starts to float in with a bunch of different words like your email and this stuff. And when there's too much like fonts and stuff positioned different ways and things that look like buttons but aren't buttons like this, that's where you start to add confusion. So I'm not sure what the hierarchy of this. I haven't read anything, but if my gut instinct tells me that I'm not going to be able to get around, that's a big minus. So once I land here, I'm wondering. This is a big button. It looks like a button, but it's not a button. So when people land on websites, they often just scan and just get a feel. Like, are things what's the story here? What am I dealing with? They want to get their bearings real quick. Why should I be here? Where's the menu? Is it, who is this for? These are the basic questions people want to know, and they want to feel that it's easy, obvious, and worthwhile to be here and engage with your website. So one thing immediately it's making me concerned is the hierarchy of things. Again, this is not a button, but this is a button. But I bet you this just opens up. This is not actually a button. So that's not a button, but it feels like a button, but it isn't a button. It opens up to a subscribe box. I would actually just make the subscribe box open. There's no reason to close it. And section off this entire free guide to living happier section it off so that it's obvious it's separate from other things. Right now, the font size is too similar to this font size. And now I ended up in coaching packages. How'd that happen? Is this one? Oh, so now life and confidence coaching. Now that's a link. But the rest of these things look like links or buttons, but they aren't. This one is, and it doesn't even look like a link. I think this is going to cause a lot of confusion for people. And then there's more. I think you have a bit of a hierarchy issue in organizing stuff on here. If you look at my website, it's very simply organized. And I'm not here to brag about my website, but as I've tested my site and shared it with people, and it's a tremendous to make sure that it's obvious where sections are. Blog posts, This is some special element there. More blog posts. The book I wrote. No, at the top, download the website checklist. Big. This font tells you this is a big section. Plus, my screen on a MacBook 13 Air inch, this is a screen full. Like I call this a section. And so it's obvious this section begins and ends all here. It's just one group of stuff. And now I get down here, another group of stuff, another group of stuff. Okay, so I go back to your website. I'm not sure what the groupings are. It's a bit scattered. So you need to, I would recommend paying attention to that. One great thing you can do is simply just take a big headline for each section. Sign up for my newsletter. It's not newsletters. And unless you have, no, it's a newsletter. Your newsletter is what comes out periodically. Your newsletters, perhaps are the individual elements. But I in the US and in speaking with people, it's, oh, your newsletter. So I don't know, in the UK it might be different. So, whatever the wording is you would use. Right, okay, so I hope that's helpful. Cool that you have videos. That's a plus. That's by the way, it's good to have your face here. Assuming that is your face. If you can get a cover image on here saying, welcome message from Jessica, or Jessica on inner happiness versus outer happiness, something that's going to tell me what this video is about. Are you wearing a mask of happiness? This is a headline, and it looks like a button. Again, that just bugs me. And yeah. What else I want to say? Okay, so far so good. Hierarchies or organization is an issue. I think you should sort that out. Let's click this video and see what happens. I clicked it, and it wants me to click it again. Yeah.
Is life feeling a bit of a disappointment for you? You thought that by now you'd be happy, secure, fulfilled, and loving life. You may have all the trappings of a good life.
Actually, the beginning I kind of missed. What is it? I think it cuts in a little too quick. Let me see.
Is life feeling a bit of a disappointment for you? You thought that by now you'd be...
Okay, is life feeling a bit of a disappointment to you? Okay, cool. So, 5 minutes. I would, I guess because this is a short video I'm doing for you, and I'm not disappointed in life. That's not grabbing me. And that's just, I'm probably more attentive to kind of stuff in some good information from my instincts about what's, what should help your website rather than be not sucked into, but engaged into your content. One big tip that I highly recommend everybody do, it's like worth its weight in gold, is to take someone who is an ideal client, or actually even someone who speaks your language and can read your website, and just sit with them for like even once a month. Just sit with them. You could be out there, you can whip it up on your phone, and just say, hey, here's my website. Can you take a look at it? And then ask them to kind of speak out loud what they're seeing and what they're thinking. And then just see how they respond to it. If they just don't go anywhere, don't click anything, you'll see immediately as you watch them try to figure out what it is. Oftentimes they don't even know what it is. They'll be sitting there just trying to figure out what it is before they actually do anything. That experience of sitting down with people and getting feedback on your website is tremendous. You can improve your website by leaps and bounds. So that's a big tip I wanted to share with you. This is getting close to 10 minutes, and I hope this has been very helpful. I feel like I want to be a little bit more helpful, so let me pop in for one more thing I can share as I review your site. It's good that you're doing videos. That's cool. That's a big credibility item. You have client videos. That looks fantastic. So one more thing. I think a big thing is, if your main thing is to get clients, I would, in your menu, probably put what it is you want people to do to get coaching with you. So that's probably an initial consultation of some sort. Skype, telephone, face to face. I would make it very obvious what you want them to do to begin initiating potential coaching with you to explore the relationship. So get your free initial consultation. Make that big. Make that a big obvious button, and make it often on the site, and make it its own menu. Contact is cool. That's there. So it's casual. It's there. People can get in touch with you. But I would make it clear that you are looking to speak with people and to have that initial consultation, that you welcome it and that it's valuable, and tell them why. You walk away with a stronger sense of confidence from that initial consultation. Coaching packages, that's all cool and stuff. But just that initial first step you want them to take, make that stand out, make that obvious, make it, here's your next step, here's your first step. Or if you'd like to start exploring how I can help you, let's have a free initial consultation, and load that initial consultation up with some value and benefits. Definitely walking away with more confidence, figure out your biggest confidence killer, something like that. Get clear on what your life would look like if you were, courageous, brave, and daring, those kind of things. Okay, Jessica, hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, just post them in the comments.